Happy Halloween. How is everybody doing? I just figured I would go ahead and give you guys a bonus Halloween reading. This is going to be a universal reading for every single sign. For those of you on Patreon, getting this earlier than Halloween. If you guys, once you review this video and you would like to have my videos earlier, up on Patreon, Roosters Peacock. I'll make sure I put the link below. And you can end up getting them anywhere from a month to 2 weeks ahead of time. If not more. Sometimes it's going to be 3 months ahead of time. All right, so let's get the universal feel of what may be going on around Halloween. All right, and this is just going to be, it might show me groups. I'm not sure how this is going to go. This one feels a little bit different. I'm just going to get going here. Now, these right here, these are actually meditation cards, and it was actually in a meditation book, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I like those. I kind of vibe with those. I think I'm going to turn those into cards, and I have. And I've read with these, and oh, how appropriate, the cauldron. Okay, this one. Let's see. So the first card we have here is the Mist. The next card is the Sun. And I'll pull some tarot cards to get in more details. Then we have the Cauldron. Yes, this is appropriate. Happy Halloween. I love Halloween. You know what? I love it because the veil is the thinnest. I mean, whew, I like it. The last one is the Flock. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Let's start with the Mist. A blanket of mist will cover the land, and all it touches will be united in the common experience of having to navigate a distorted world of unreliable vision and anonymous shapes and sounds. Oh my. This is universal. This is just, I'm getting vibe from just worldwide. Do look for something. I don't usually do politics whatsoever, but do be looking for a big change here coming around Halloween. It could be it can go 3 days one way or 3 days the other, but I'm feeling it's actually about 3 days into November, which makes sense. I do believe there is a bunch of, I mean, I don't follow all political stuff. I do pay attention. This one right here. You know the saying, don't always believe, seeing is not always believing. With what's coming up, and like I said, this is universal. I asked for this, so this is what I'm getting. This is universal, so this is going to cover everything, I guess. With this one right here, whenever you, be careful of what you hear on TV. And go by your gut. Okay, I'm not going to touch too deep into this, but the Mist, not everything's being seen here. And this instantly was politics. This is leaders, okay? Pay attention to really what's going on and make sure that you're not just watching the news that only shows you what they want to see, what they want to show you and show you nothing else. This is a time, see, a lot of you guys probably don't know this. I was actually, and I do pay attention. I'm not really, full-born politics, but here's the thing. Nowadays, you have to actually be able to make your voice be heard. Okay, make sure your voice is heard because there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now that is not okay and should have never happened. And there's more coming. I have no doubt there's more coming. Okay, so my suggestion to you, and I'll tell you what I was going to tell you about myself. For you guys, I'm not saying go into the store and wipe everything out. That's not cool. But do look for supply chains and stuff like this to get it. It's getting ready to shift. It's okay. It's going to give you that false lull. No, it's not okay. It's not okay whatsoever. We're coming up to where there's going to be voting and stuff going on. And I'm telling you right now, it's a mirage. It's a mist. It's a veil over your eyes. So open your eyes. Pay attention to what's really going on. You have a family. If you're single, you have a family. Whatever your dynamics are, make sure that you have enough to take care of your family, right? And become more self-sufficient. Now, this is a tarot reading, but you know what? I am feeling cold goosebumps head to toe, and it's not spirit. This is my guides telling me, go ahead and give them the message. No, you don't really talk about this stuff. You usually keep it to yourself because, I don't tread on other people's opinions and what their viewpoints are on what they should and should not do politically. believe that, and it's time for you to take care of your family. It's time to take care of yourself. And there's nothing wrong with being ready. A lot of you do not know this, that I was actually raised off grid for when I was really, really little, and it's always stuck with me. And actually, the theory in my head is you should be self-sufficient, not sitting here taking and waiting for government or anybody else to be taking care of you. All right. But there's going to be some shifts, right? And you watch, they're going to try to upturn the, and this is a touchy one too for a lot of people. Research and get your facts before you just jump on a bandwagon where it's kind of like the whole flock follows. Be careful with that. So like I said, I agree to become more self-sufficient and to take care of yourselves. And there is nothing wrong with being ready. And again, I'm going to say this because some will be like, oh my God, let's go out to the store and wipe everything out. No, there's other people you need to be thinking about. I mean, look at all these families right here where people went in there and they wiped it out for the baby formula and stuff. Okay, what about the other people? All right, this is a tarot reading for Halloween, but I'm going to give you a recipe in case that ever happens. I'm going to give it to you right now. Yes, I will be getting back to, I'm going to be actually doing a self-sufficiency YouTube channel. All right, on hacks and how to get you, be taking care of yourself and not having to rely on the store or, you start taking care of yourselves. I mean, it's time. You guys are going to have to with what's coming. Okay, so here's the formula real quick, and then I'll get back to the tarot reading here for Halloween. The formula for baby formula. Formula, and it is not going to be top of the line vitamin efficiency, but if you're in a pinch, you get goat's milk, which they have canned goat's milk. You have babies, make sure you have a couple of those on the shelves waiting. All right, you get goat's milk, and you can look the recipe up. I actually had to have this for my son who couldn't have formula and he couldn't have breast milk, so he had a really touchy stomach, and it was goat's milk, and it is blackstrap molasses, packed full of vitamins and minerals. And then I would give him the dropper vitamins. Okay, it worked for him. In a pinch, you got to do what you got to do. So for parents, next time that you're missing this formula, go do your research. If you have to, find somebody who has a farm. Okay, if you got somebody who's got goats near you, you can't sell this stuff and all this other stuff. But you guys need to learn the barter and trade going on, so that way when stuff does come down and stuff does happen, because people in the higher rank so busy, it's all about getting higher. It's about control. It's about domination. Okay, some will disagree with me on this, but others, I'm going to tell you right now, if you feel that way, open your eyes, really do your research before you come at me. That's all I've got to say about that for right now. I usually don't touch on politics, but for families, individuals, it's time to take care of yourselves. Okay, definitely. All right, so the mist, I do feel that there is going to be a veil. The veil, and with Halloween, the veil is going to be lifted, right? The veil is lifting, and I can feel this. So, and I know there's other people that are feeling it too. But like I said, the message I just gave you guys, my guides were pushing me to give you that information. Okay, I'm not going to get into all details, stuff like that, but you guys do. I'm going to say it again. And get yourselves self-sufficient. All right, definitely. That's not just crazy. That's not crazy people talking. Okay, that's not what it's about. For some reason, I feel like going back to this because I'm going to get this. Oh yeah, whatever. Think about it. When you go to the grocery store, do you think your meat comes from the grocery store? No, it does not. If you don't eat meat, what happens if those trucks stop? Right? Think this stuff through, right? Okay, so anyway, back to this one right here. It's got the mist. A blanket of mist will cover the land, and all it touches will be united in common experience of having to navigate a distorted world. That is exactly why I felt like saying that. Not everything is what it seems. Of unreliable wide, because there's stuff I can tell you right now. Other stuff going on. You will be forced to rely on your sixth sense, your intuition. Okay, so this is backing up what I was saying. The intuition, which the sage calls our third eye, right? For help. Like the mist, our intuition envelops and unites with us with all there is, but in a shared experience of being, calm, patience, and practice are necessary if we are fully to trust our intuition is completely accurate. So no matter what you think's going on, how do I put this? No matter what you're being shown that's going on, you need to take and really trust your intuition and do it with calm, have patience, okay? Because I do believe I'm getting cold chills head to toe again. There's definitely something coming, and it's not going to be, everything is not what it seems. So take care of yourself, take care of your family, right? Okay, so let's see. Let's, I'm kind of curious. I'm like that. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm a little too curious for my own good sometimes. Any more? You have any tarot cards for? Yes. For the mist. Okay, these are just suggestions. Well, because there is no need. There's some people that get so worked up that they end up panicking. This is not a panic thing. I'm telling you, it's not a panic thing. It's just self-reliance. You just need to be able to take care of yourself. If everything just stopped and you weren't able to get stuff from the grocery store, whatnot, can you turn around and can you say, oh, well, I've got this, I have burritos. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. It's time to learn how to do this. All right. Any more cards for the mist? Yes'm. All right, yes. Okay, so it says right now for the mist, what can you do ahead of time? It does talk about making investments, all right, which means we've got the Seven of Pentacles. All right, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, so it's time to work. And if this is something that you've put off in the past about basically, say if you have a family of 4 or 5, right? Let's just say that. Do you have enough food there for a week? Okay. Do you have a little bit more? Do you have the supplies you need where you're not going to have to rely on stores, or you're not going to have to rely, or you go there and it's not going to be sitting there? No, I'm not ensuing in a panic. I'm just using, this is, is our supply chain going to be okay? No, I don't think so. Actually, I think it's going to get a lot worse. And I think people need to stop just clearing the shelves off and actually start working together and get the barter system back. That's what I get. Okay, that's what I feel. I mean, because there's a lot of stuff a lot of times I will barter with people if I don't have the money, because I mean, you got to do what you got to do. There might be something I have. You guys just really need to be looking into this. Things coming to fruition. Hard work is paying off. Harvest. If you guys have a garden, don't let it just sit out there. Don't let it just sit out there. Go out there, take the time, and really bring in the harvest. Put it away. Get your work done now. You and your family and those involved that are close connection to you will be appreciating this, because the simple fact, while you're sitting here and everybody's like, there's nothing here, don't know when it's coming back in, or they have wiped out, can't make out, but I was going to make spaghetti. What the hell? Okay, 2 weeks go by. I still want to make spaghetti. Okay, well, then it starts going to, well, I wanted to make some hamburgers. I wanted to make this, or I wanted to make that. And you're finding the ingredients are not there. Okay, basic ingredients. Stuff like that. Have it, get it and have it on hand, but don't wipe the shelves out. Don't be an asshole. And I will just plainly say that, because there's a difference between taking care of you and yours and just being blatantly a butthead. Okay, when you wipe everything off the shelf, you're one person, you're going in there and you're getting 40 things. There's somebody standing behind you. Come on now. I mean, definitely do it slowly. Not everybody can just go in there and wipe out 40 pieces or whatever it is. Don't do that in the first place. Do it slowly. Pick up a little bit as you can. But I only have 5 days. Do you have, what can you get? Think stuff. Just do it with patience, calm. Okay, that's how you do it. And for those of you, don't worry yourself about this so much that you end up not getting rest, that you're just sitting here and have fear, anxiety overwhelming you. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't give yourself a mental overload about this or anything else that's going on. Some of you, it's just talking about its need for rest, but this is actually talking about the mist. There's a veil. Everything's not seen. And I did feel it was worldwide. That's what I feel. This one right here, You know what? This is going to be a Halloween reading, and it was just going to be straight on Patreon. I really think I'm going to go ahead and release this ahead of time. This one, and the rest on Patreon. There will be some more live readings and stuff like that, a lot more. But this one here, I feel like it needs to be released. Okay, there's several people that need to hear this. Okay, the Chariot, something charging forward, victory, overcoming obstacles. If you work hard, working now for whatever it is that you have to do. We have winter coming up as it is. I mean, there's going to be times, there's been times, if you think about it, we're in the Midwest, there's been times where, you know, the power will go down for up to 2 to 3 days. Get yourselves ready so you're not having stress later, right? This is unnecessary stress. If you've got your stuff, get creative, study, go online. All right, figure out how to take care of your family if power goes out. I'm not saying power's going out on Halloween. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is get yourselves ready. You know, we are coming up on the winter season. It's time to get yourselves prepared, because a lot of times you're sitting there, oh my God, the power's out. What do we do? Get yourselves prepared. Do some research. Get the stuff you need, right? Okay, this is all. Yeah, well, I'm doing December's readings here pretty soon after I do Coffee Time Tarot. You broke girls in Jerseyville, Illinois, across from Marshall Chevrolet. It's going to be open to public. Everybody can come in. But yeah, I'm going to release this one. Okay, so anyway, victory, overcoming obstacles. All right, instead of having anxiety and fear about this, go ahead and just get some ambition behind you. Really put the work in. I mean, you will succeed if you're determined to do it. And you will thank yourself later. If the power goes out and you're in the middle of a winter storm or an ice storm, you know, they're coming. There's going to be a good one too. All right. When they do come, if you're in the Midwest and, you know, especially up north, you're going to thank yourself. Your family's going to thank yourself for taking care of business and really putting in that work, taking in and studying, really learning what you need to do. Plug in your hand going, gee, I really wish that I would have got one of those rocket stoves or the butane, you know what I'm talking about. Get yourselves ready. All right, generator. Really wish I would have got that generator. Well, flip, do it. If you can. Not everybody can. If you ain't got very much money, then get creative. All right, study until you know what you need to have. Okay, so it's right here. Victory is sweeping in very fast. This is quick, fast movement with the 8 of Wands. This could also be something that is unexpected. Okay. Yep. Some of you may be traveling around this time. This is a time for thinking on your feet, working hard. Hard work is paying off. Results, solutions, energetic. Okay, so definitely, no matter whatever it is that you veiled, it's gonna. And I know the veil's lifting on Halloween. It's already started lifting, but don't leave yourselves caught later going. But around Halloween, it seemed like everything was getting better. I'm not saying everything's going to doom and gloom. I'm saying just get ready to take care of you and yours. That's what I'm saying. Take care of your business. Make sure, get ahead of the game. So if there is, whether it has to do with worldwide stuff that's going on, or it has to do with, you know, just get prepared for storms so you're not sitting there with nothing and freezing your butt off. That's what I get. Okay, don't go wiping the shelves out. That's just a jerk move. Don't do it. All right, do it slowly, but remember there's other fellow man around you too, okay? All right, so the end result here is the wheel of fortune. Good luck, destiny, life. Some of you, it could be upheaval and change. All right, so whatever is surrounding you during this time, do know that you can avoid this upheaval and you know, if you hear events and stuff, it's gonna make you feel, don't get lulled into comfort. That's what I'm telling you right now. Don't get too comfortable. I am serious. You guys need to do, this is not conspiracy crap. That's not what this is about. This is it's facts. Look around, really dig and find out what's going on. It's good to pay attention. Because just because it's quiet doesn't mean that there's not stuff happening. All right, so I'm off that one for now. You've got the message there. And let's see, we've got the next card is the Sun. Halloween. Yay, the Sun. Act as if life-giving sun, whose great love for all pushes back to the darkness to reveal what has been hidden. Radiate healing energy and warmth to enable what is to grow. Like the strongest and the bravest of the leaders. one who would lead must serve all. So it's, yeah, this is about giving back. This is about, you know, a lot of people, you will find that people will be looking up to you. And it's not just that, it's no matter what position you are in life, as to what status you are, as far as, you know, authority figure, no matter what status, it's always talking about don't lose yourself in the status per se, but take and actually continue to be that loving, caring, generous person. Give, but don't give with any hidden intentions. Like, oh, look what I did. Okay, not saying all you guys are like that, but do watch for that, because a lot of you are going to be feeling uplifted. You're going to be feeling uplifted and feeling really generous. And it could be vice versa with somebody giving stuff to you. Now, not everything that's giving to you is going to be something behind it. You know, a lot of people, that's what you're used to. It's all right. Don't go back into that mindset. Proudly demonstrate your awareness of the fact that one who would lead must serve. So you give back. You just continue to be that good, great person you are, and do understand that it's a give and take. But there's nobody keeping score, okay? So as long as it's one of those situations, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with giving. There's nothing wrong with receiving, but nobody keeps score. This is not, giving and receiving is not about keeping scores. It is about just giving parts of yourself. Giving parts of yourself, that didn't come out right. Giving pieces and parts. Let me explain that a little bit better. Woo, that was going down a wrong path. Any hooters. So do make sure. Affirm your support. Yep. Affirm your support of those who stand for truth and friendship. Okay. So be giving, be loving and giving, but don't be giving it to the wrong people. If people appreciate, there's nothing wrong with it, because giving and receiving, it should be balanced. Nobody's keeping score. Not one of those things. Well, here's a pretty necklace. And then you go back and you see that person. Well, I need this. Don't you remember when I gave you that necklace? Okay, no keeping score. If that is how it's being done, either you or the other person, don't do it. Do not, favors that have strings on it are no good. Don't do it. Okay, so this is being, so like, you know, you weren't intentionally maybe doing it, but hey, this might be a good one up for later. That's not the way to think. Okay, so this is give and take equally. Right? It's happiness. It's about really giving either your knowledge, or maybe there's something physical, as far as like maybe oh hell, use the barter system. Let's just say somebody ran out of butter and you gave them butter. Whatever it is, don't use it against. Okay. Allow your creative ability to make your life a work of art, and your art a work of life. Well, that was a tongue twister there for a second. Okay, so really just basically shining through and doing it with a good, pure heart is what it is, you know? It's just really showing your true shining self without. Some of you are going to be coming out of your little shell too. That's nice. And then I can't blame you with everything going on. Everybody's got personal stuff going on. Okay, what is this about? What could this be? This one right here is the 10 of Wands. Now the 10 of Wands, do you see how he's carrying it? But it almost looks like he's leaning over and getting ready to lay those burdens down. Okay, and this may be a time that you need to be laying those burdens down, and you will be laying those burdens down. For some of you, I'm seeing literally, like, you know, I use this in a description, and I believe it was one of the November readings for the monthly that I've already got done on Patreon, or Roosters Peacock. It is sitting there waiting to view. All of them are. When you go to Roosters Peacock on Patreon, the $4.44 a month is for everything that's on there. You're open. It's not just for that video. It's everything. Okay. So anyway, with this one right here, sitting here, this is what I'm seeing is you've got not just rocks and stones in these bags. You've got boulders, and you're getting ready, and you've got them down here, and you're just something and no longer letting it hold. Receiving. Do you have? Is it somebody, when it's laying the burdens down, you can't take care of everybody else's burdens. You've got to take care of your own, correct? You have to, or you're going to end up, your cup is going to be empty. There will be nothing left for you. And you have to be able to give of yourself and to take and actually, be happy and function correctly. You can't deplete yourself and then deplete yourself and deplete yourself because others may want something from you. That is not the way this works. Not at all. Okay, you can't do that. So if you're doing that, you're getting ready to lay the burden down and you're about to toe the line. I'm seeing a line being drawn in the sand, right? No, this is done. No. I've give and give and give and give and give. And what? You know what? You want me to give until I'm going to fall over. It's not going to happen, okay? Because, if you're on sickness, and we are coming up on the winter season here. People are getting sick, so pay attention. You've got to self-care about yourself. You've got to really put a lot of effort in there, all right? Yep, because what used to be fun or nice and made you feel good is now feeling like a drudgery. If you're feeling like that, you're going to be laying the burden down and you are not going to be carrying everybody else's burden. Sometimes it's good just to step back and say, hey, you know what? Because sometimes people get used to you doing too much. So here's the thing. If you feel like you're being taken for granted or taking on too much, you're laying your burdens down. You're completing this cycle of where it's you give and give and give and give. Now, this is not going to go for everybody, but it is definitely going to hit home with some of you. All right. The next one, we've got the Hermit card, which also is the Sage card and the Psy cards. And they're withdrawn. But what I mean by that is really studying, get your information. You could be working on something from home. Perhaps you are working from home. There are some people who are still working from home. Whatever it is, you're not out and about around a lot of people. So for some of you, the message is it looks like you may be indoors. You may choose to take on that hermit. Some of you are going to be soul searching, looking for yourself, really looking into the equality of giving and take, whether it's in a relationship with family, friends, or lovers. Okay, you're really going to go within yourself. Introspection, yes, you're going to be really looking within yourself. And by the 9th of November, if you've been kind of, doing this introspective where you're just kind of withdrawn back into yourself to where you can really evaluate what's going on in your life, then you will be coming out of this around the 9th of November. Okay, you'll be coming back out. All right, some of you around Halloween, this one here is the the Eight of Swords. Some of you are feeling restricted, and I heard within a relationship, okay, whether this is friends, family, or lovers, okay, you're about to lay your burdens down. You're not going to continue to feel restricted, but this may be spinning around in your head. All right, some of you may be restricted in being able to go forward in a family. Maybe you have something that was planned. Maybe it could be simple as, okay, say you have children. I'm going to get a drink here. This is just an example. Say you had children and it is Halloween, right? So you're wanting to, you can get this, the secondhand stuff is really good. It's great, men do it. But maybe there was something as you're, how kids are, you're walking through Walmart or wherever it is, Target or wherever, you're walking through there and the kids are like, Mom, can I have this? That's the one I've always wanted, and they're not sitting here, I want that crap. That stuff doesn't even fly with me. I don't even know how parents allow that. But and I'm not being cruel. It's just I'm talking about the kids that are jumping up and down and screaming and punching their parents. It's just whoa. We're not talking about a scenario like that. We're talking about the one that they're sitting here and there's no hidden motivation other than they're excited, right? This one right here, some of you may be feeling restricted when you're walking through there and you're like, and there's nothing wrong with saying no. No, you can't have that. Kids need to earn, right? But just say this is one time you're like, okay, you know what? I think this is just an example. Use whatever example you want. That I really, I just really, I think I wish I could, but I don't have the money. I'm feeling restricted. I don't have enough for bills. And then that's where the spot is killing you because, I'm not everything. That's not what I'm talking about. But you know what? This one time, yeah, that would be, that would make a good Halloween and make some memories. That would mean they'll be excited. It's nice to see the kids happy. It doesn't mean you have to buy stuff for them all the time. That's not what I'm saying. It's just example. And granted, if the kid's acting like that and you say, no, honey, and it's not that you have to. All right. It's something you wanted to do. You wanted to give. All right, there's sometimes the parents, and that's just a small little example, because there's sometimes, no, honey, I can't, but you start rolling around in your purse and you look for that $2.59 for that cheap little bag that was so special for them, just because it made them beam and it made them happy. That is giving to see joy, not because it's connected. You know, what can you give to me? That's just an example. All right. But yeah, you got, oh my God, then it brings up all the things of, I've got all these bills to take of money. People do not nowadays. Okay. So anyway, so the restriction right there, the blindfold, she's sitting here and she's got a blindfold on. With this one right here, some of you also with this one, the 8, you'll be taking that blindfold off. Do not allow yourself to get within that and that feeling. If you do, feel it, let it go. Be like, okay, well, look at all the blessings I have. Example, like that kid in Walmart, or Target or wherever it was, and they wanted that thing, their face is beaming. Okay. I'm blessed. Look at my child. Do you have food? Do you have food at your house? Do you have a shelter? Can you have a place to put your head? There's always ways to take and rechange your thinking. All right. Yeah. It's going to be tough, but you're getting ready to lay your burdens down and you're giving of yourself too much, and it's an unequal give and take balance. Others of you, and make sure you don't get restricted. Don't feel restricted and confined within your own head because of a lack. All right. Because it's feeling trapped. It's temporary situation. And sometimes we can get into ourselves to the point that we can get inside of ourselves that it ends up causing a bigger dilemma than what we already have. I mean, you can only do so much. You do what you can, and just remember to continue to appreciate those around you. If you have family, friends, lovers, okay? It's always take a minute, but don't get so wrapped up to where you can't focus on getting, say, if you are having a financial pinch, there's ways around it. There's times that I go through and I'm living from, okay, I've got gas money today, but I don't have any tomorrow. I sure hope something happens. Okay, it happens. With today, with as expensive as everything is, it's hard. But what you do is you don't give up. You just keep working. You keep working hard, right? It will balance out. Whatever you're putting out is going to come back to you. So if you're putting out, I can't do anything, this is all going to go to crap, my tower's coming down, nothing's going to happen, what are you going to attract? And we all get down those down times. Trust me, I get that. This one here is saying, no, you're going to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and you're going to keep going. That is my saying, always has been. Never give up, never give in. Because you know what? If that kid is happy, this is, you said example, that child is happy, in that child's head, they're not lacking anything. Even if you didn't give it to them. You see what I'm saying? Even if that child was sitting there and you're like, no, I can't, I'm sorry, we'll have to put it back. And they might go, oh. And then you're walking through the store and they get sight of something else. Mom, can we have some chips? Wait a minute, I've got enough for chips. No, it's not all about giving. Is that one thing going to make or break them? No. But you see, the child is not sitting there, the child has food, clothing, place to lay its head, okay? And just a child being there, being around is just, think of it as a parent. Parents will understand this. If you're not a parent, you may not. To look even into your child's eyes, that right there is just more than enough. Okay. All right. So keeping balance. Do not let yourself get into the restrictive mode in your head. Yep. We've got temperance, balance. All right. Some of you will be juggling back and forth. You see how she's pouring water into, this could also be directed towards Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, water signs. Okay. We are coming up on Scorpio here. Matter of fact, Halloween, I believe, is Scorpio. Peace. Sitting here, moderation. There it is. So don't either go overboard. We all want to share and share ourselves, but don't share yourself too much, like to the point that it breaks you to where you can't cover bills. Or even if you can cover part of the bill. I'm just using an example. Don't use that money for something else just to give temporary pleasure to somebody or to make you feel good because, some of us, it's self-soothing. Okay. What I'm saying is just be very careful of that. It's moderation, right? And as they're sitting here, a message for some of you is you're stepping into new waters. You will not always be juggling this way. This is going to be very temporary, and I do mean very temporary. But you have to put the work on and take the blindfold off and not remain blinded by the situation, okay? Don't sit here and let your own brain blind you. Cauldron, all right, cauldron. Act as an old cauldron who contains and cooks together the many ingredients that make delicious nourishments and other useful concoctions. Using a trusted recipe that has stood the test of time, mix together the various components, parts of your intended creation. Keep your hearth fire nurtured in a very steady and dependable manner. As you gently stir your thickening broth, remember to season it properly so that all whom you plan on sharing it with will find it to their liking. All right, I see this in many different ways. Some of you, I can definitely say, get self-sufficient, start taking care of yourself, plan ahead, but don't be one of those you wipe out all the shelf and be kind of a jerk. Don't do that, because I know it's about, and I know when scenarios happen, and it's about you and your family. You've got to take care of them first. As far as I'm getting on that. Okay, keep your heart fire nurtured in a very steady, dependable manner. So this is basically being for the rock within the family, even though you may have stuff going on. It may be up to you to take care of this stuff, right? With fellas, there's always like this thing, and this is not always true for everybody, okay? It doesn't matter what sex you are, what your dynamics are. Usually when you have partners, some people, they divide, you have your own money over here, you have your own money over there, you're working on your stuff, you're working on their stuff. But generally in most societies, if you think about it, the person that would be home with, say, the children, they're be the one that's be more responsible for cleaning. And, you don't have to cook, but I mean, if you love people, you're going to cook for them. It's just going to happen. I love to cook, right? And this is where the balance, there's balance. That balance is what that makes stuff, clean. We are coming up on the virus season. To keep balance in your home, there's some that are, that do more of the cooking, that do more of the cleaning, that more, and it can balance out. The other person can do it too. But what I'm saying is, this is basically you. It's going to be within you to be prepared. It's going to be within you to keep the balance, even though there may be some imbalance as far as fluctuations with money, stuff like that. This also is talking about get creative. This also, I also feel like saying this, get creative. Start going down to learn how to make 4 ingredient recipes that will feed and nourish your family. All right, there are some good ones. It's time to get creative here. Other parts is the test of time. We are in a recession. I don't care we're in a recession, okay? Go back and find out what the recipes for the recession was. Yeah? All right, it's time to take care of yourselves and take care of others. You gently stir your thickening broth. Remember to season it properly so that all whom you plan on sharing it will find it to their liking. So start practicing now. This is also about how you balance and you're getting ready to lay your burdens down, because when we're so burdened, say we've got children around, not everybody does, but you got children around, you don't intentionally put those burdens on those children. How is that? Because you may not say anything. You may be treating those children exactly the same you think in your head. But and I don't know why I'm saying this, but here's the thing. Those children are a mini you. They've got part of you. Even if they don't, children are very room, but you're sitting around, you're like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. Screw life. What do you expect them to do? All right, so this is basically, you have got to take and you've got to show them how to do it. Okay, that's the thing, is you show them how to do it. They're learning. You want family to be able to work together? You show by doing, okay? But here's the thing, is it's equal give and take. If there's not equal give and take, there's single family dynamics. I've been there. But here's the thing, is it's give and take, involve everybody. You got to get down to the basics. Learn. You again, learn how to cook. Learn how to cook with 4, 5 ingredients. Get creative. Try now. Work ahead of time now. Try it out now. See which ones you're and then go and get those ingredients from the store Get you a couple of them so you have enough. So that way something happens. Oh, I can have burritos one day, which I'll show you how to make those on. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Another one. Take and make it, try them. Sit here and tweak it until it is perfect for you and your family, if you have family, okay? And make sure that you just get enough that's going to, you know, whatever long you might think, whatever it is going to go on. Say the power goes out and because you got a storm coming, okay? Well, maybe you've got, you know, think ahead. Think of stuff that's going to be easy. Do you know how to dehydrate? Learn. Okay. Get creative. Okay. Get creative in what you do. This is fire. This is an action card. This is what you need to be doing because not all others are going to be right there taking care of the same stuff you are. You know what I mean? Especially with the children. See, the children stuff like be like, okay, well, yes, we've got to do this. No, you've got to be the leader on this one. All right. And it needs to be equal give and take, even with the children. Teach them how to get involved. Teach them how to do it. Right? Teach them. Lights go out. What do you do? Really start implementing different plans in case there's a storm or whatever else might come. Okay. For right now, I'm seeing more of the winter storms and stuff like that. But there's some other stuff that's going on. Make sure, try out these recipes. Matter of fact, that kind of gives me a kick in the butt to go ahead and try to get this going a little faster. Get creative. Look up whenever there was a recession way back when your grandparents, okay, for some of you, talk to them. They are so knowledgeable. They've been here forever. They probably have this piece. Older people are just a fountain of knowledge. And that's another thing. A lot of people, they don't appreciate. They don't take the time to talk to those who are older. They are wise. All right, so take the time. And see, the last card's talking about the flock. I don't feel like pulling any tarot cards on the cauldron. It's the flock. What have I been talking about this whole time? About family. So this is where this is going. Beware that you must add to your alchemy process the great instinctual or organizational ability. What did I just talk about? All right, which allows the flock of birds, your friends, families, lovers, those are very tight knit to you, to successfully navigate their long migratory voyages. Okay, some of you will be packing up on Halloween and taking a trip, and it's going to be, you know, you need to be showing them how to do it as well. Not just all of the burden being laid on one person. It's this one won't apply to you. All right, but some of you single people will be going for friends and family. All right, visiting friends and family. You may be helping out. Okay, this seemingly effortless teamwork is the result of all participants taking care of the details that are a function of their individual position, giving each individual one something to do that, like children, whatever their age are, you know, don't overburden them because I'm sorry, children at certain ages, if you're not sure, then you need to study and figure it out. Kids can take responsibilities, but do not overburden them to the point that they're stressed and they start shutting down. Okay, sometimes it could be too tyrannical. All right, I know I'm not one of those parents that believe in not disciplining children. Okay, but there are ways there's ways, family members, whatever. Okay, but it's something that they can work up to whatever age group they are, that they can accept and easily do. All right. Be patient with yourself and others, for every flock needs time after it takes off before it's able to assemble all involved into the most efficient pattern for flight. Okay, let me read that again. Be patient with yourself and others, for every flock needs time after it takes off before it's able to assemble all involved into the most efficient pattern for flight. You want smooth sailing waters? Then you need to make sure everybody's on board. Nobody's sitting here rocking it because they don't understand what they're doing. It is time for families really to, I mean, my thing is I always took and had my kids sit down at the dinner table. I mean, it was just something we always did. Now with events and stuff, it just doesn't seem to happen. Maybe were you like that? Did you used to do it? Maybe it's time to implement something like that into your life to get some balance. Really bring, now's the time to really get in touch with your family as far as your close-knit family, friends, and just really just kind of build those bonds. You're building bonds, and really true bonds, not something of a unequal give and take. Build those bonds with your family and your children. If you have children, build those bonds, and it's smoother sailing, right? For every flock needs time after it takes off before it's able to assemble all involved into the most efficient pattern for flight. What is going to be working instead of working against each other? Okay, I don't feel like pulling cards on that one, but I am going to do a closing thought for Halloween. Family, what was I just talking about? Definitely. There doesn't need to be a bunch of chaos and conflict. I mean, with kids, you have to constantly change, right? It's distributing the burdens that you were constantly, you're getting ready to lay the burdens down and distribute them evenly. Okay, there's still, as a parent, you're still have to step up and take a lot of responsibility, but you're getting ready to lay those burdens down and see age groups. You see how young those kids are. If you got young kids, don't tell them to go in there and clean the bathroom spotless. That is just tyrannical. That's horse crap. All right. You as a parent, take your butt in there with them. You give them a sponge, you take a sponge, and they learn by example. Not sure where this is coming from, but I feel like making a point here, and it actually kind of half agitates me because I have seen this crap before. How do you expect a child to learn? Children learn by example. They are like sponges. If you're sitting here expecting them, throwing them in there and saying, do it, and don't you come back out until it's done right. If the kid is 4 or 5 years old, they're going to clean it the way they think it is, the way it should be done in their head. I don't know why I'm saying this, but it's obviously supposed to be reaching somebody. Instead, you show your children by example. There's times that we get short-tempered and stuff like that. I mean, it happens, but this is not what this is about. You need to go in there and physically show the child how to do it, right? Even if it's an adult. If it's, say, I don't know, maybe you want them to go in there and make some bread, but they don't know how. Show them. Show them. Walk them through it. Sure, I can help you. Yeah, okay. Maybe you've got stuff going on. Just next one, creative endeavor. Those of you who are thinking about being on a creative endeavor, get to it. You're going to be feeling more open. Life is a blank canvas. It's time to start making memories with the camera. It's time to start playing a tune of your own while involving all those you love around you. Okay, this is your Halloween reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have to go because I'm going to be headed to Two Broke Girls here pretty soon. And I'm going to be doing Coffee Time Tarot. This is being recorded October 20th on Thursday. So Patreon people, I am actually going to release this early because I think people need to hear this. But there will be videos like this that is only going to be strictly on Patreon. The $4.44, Roosters Peacock. It's $4.44, and you get every content them up. So you guys, Patreon, it's $4.44. All right. I love that number, 444. But you get all the videos. So cross watchers, you'll be able to cross watch for other people. All right, guys, I'm going to pop off here because I have to get to Two Broke Girls because we're going to be doing Coffee Time Tarot live right in the middle of the store. You guys are welcome to come on down if you want. Talk to you later.